Hi, my name is David Fleming from the Disciples Ignited YouTube channel, where we are focused on Jesus, advancing his kingdom, and preparing his disciples. Now, this week at Bible Treasures, we are studying 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 9 and 10. So let's start off this session by quoting that together, starting with verse 9. Then he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong." Now, today, we're really going to be concentrating again on verse 9, where Jesus said, "Then he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Jesus explains to Paul from the very beginning why he is giving him his grace instead of getting rid of this tormenting spirit. I mean, it would seem like that would be the greatest thing. Get rid of the spirit. I need your grace too, but get rid of this tormenting spirit that's tormenting me. But no, that's not what Jesus did. Jesus had allowed this tormenting spirit to be sent against Paul for a reason, to get Paul to lean up on God's grace instead of leaning upon his own natural power, abilities, intellect, so forth and so on. And so God's grace was given to Paul instead of giving Paul what he initially wanted. Now, what's interesting about the way that this is worded in the Greek, the Bible says, "For my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." This literally means God's power is perfected in weakness. It is put in the perfect tense in the Greek, and that means that it is a process. It's a continuous thing that is taking place. So as Paul leans upon God's grace, he finds that the power of God is really just filling Paul's life more and more and more. The more that Paul leans upon God's grace, the more he is experiencing God's power. That's why it says that God's power is perfected in weakness. Wow, you just need to meditate on that for a moment. So in essence, Jesus wants Paul to come to the end of himself. So he'll quit leaning on his own intellect, his own abilities, his own talents, his own strength. I'll just gut through this. Oh no. Jesus knows that he needs somebody that is going to lean upon him 24/7, 100%. And to get Paul to lean upon Jesus more and more and more and more and more, the Lord allows this tormenting spirit to be sent against Paul that Paul just is not going to be able to get rid of. And so Paul comes to the Lord, and he finds out that instead of getting rid of this tormenting spirit, Jesus is instead giving Paul something that he needs more. He needs God's grace. You may have come to situations that you just can't handle. And you pray and you pray and you pray and you say, "Lord, you've got to just do something about this." I promise you, he is. It just may be that instead of answering your prayers you want, he's giving you his grace so that you can see the power that will be released in your life, all because you're leaning on God's grace more and more and more. So memorize that first verse. Then he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." And we'll learn more of it tomorrow. See you then.